Today I am preparing to head out of town to go teach a clinic a couple hours away. I'll be teaching here in my home state in Texas. And today's Friday. I'll be teaching all day Saturday and Sunday, but I wanted to do a little bit of a behind the scenes, like clinics from the clinician's perspective and share with you guys some of that process. Now I won't be able to record everything, and I'll just be showing you glimpses throughout the weekend and kind of giving you a perspective of a lot of what goes into teaching these clinics from my side of things. Okay, so like I said, today is prep day. It's the getting ready for the clinic, and I am heading out to the pastures to groom some of the horses and put fly spray on them, and just in general make sure everybody is in good health and doing well, so that when I leave for the weekend, I know they're all kind of set up in a good place. So I do have somebody that will be feeding for me and taking care of them over the weekend. So there is somebody here. I just won't be here to do it myself. And so thankfully it's somebody I trust and who has been feeding for me on and off for many years now. And so they're very familiar with my horses and familiar with the routine. And so I have prepped all their food. I will show you guys that in a little bit. And, oh, be nice, guys. Right now I'm coming out to June and Sugar, and I'm going to be putting on fly masks and grooming and doing some fly spray, making sure there's no cuts, anything like that. So in general, today is about preparing the horses for me to be gone for 2 days. Have to forgive them because they're a little bit stained and dirty right now, especially when I use turmeric in their feed. It makes it all kind of yellowy. Anyway, this is something that I do regularly anyways, so they're all kind of prepared 2 weeks at a time. But I prepare these little containers with supplements in them, so all their supplements are in here. We've got everything that they need for the day, and this is supplement slash all their feed. I don't feed any grain, so they have a forage-based diet, which means that they have their 24/7 forage available to them in the pasture, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And then they get these with some soaked hay pellets, alfalfa or timothy, once a day. And so these are all prepared for while I'm gone, and I do these 2 weeks at a time, so these were already prepared. I didn't have to worry about them today, which is great because they take me an hour to hour and a half to do all of them. So that was one thing I was glad to have off my list for today. But I've got ones for every horse all ready and packed to go. Okay, and then one of the most important things that I do, besides checking their water troughs and making sure they have enough water, is making sure they have enough forage for the whole weekend. So they still have plenty here. It'll last them through the next couple of days. Hi, Sugar. And I would just make sure that I would put a new round bale out if there wasn't enough. So that way, you know, they're good. This will last them quite a few more days, so we're good. Okay, like mentioned, checking the water, making sure it's nice and clean and that there's adequate amount and more for the whole weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and top this off. It's just a little bit under, and I just wanna make sure it's fully there so that if I get delayed an extra day or whatever, I know they have enough water. So a couple more things that I'm not going to show because I'm running short on time and I gotta keep going. Some of the things that I do are make sure that all my medical supplies here, my emergency medical supplies, bandages, wound ointment, betadine, anything like that, even oral sedation, etc., is ready to go and easily accessible and all in one location, which it always is. I just double check it before I go anywhere. All right, now it's this group's turn to be groomed and taken care of while I'm away. Hi, Raven. Say hi to the camera. Yeah. And Finn. Hello, Finn. Alright, all the ponies are groomed and fly sprayed and fly sheets are put on and fly masks are put on. So last step is giving them all some enrichment So as a little parting gift, and at least keep them busy for the first little while that I'm gone. So first, this herd is gonna get some alfalfa balls. I'm gonna throw those out, and they're all very eager and waiting. Raven, you ready? All right, this next group is getting hay pellet dispensing treat balls. And they are ready and waiting. So I'm gonna throw those out, fix their hay net, and then I got one more thing and then we're heading out. All right, so I've got my tripod and also my camera bag with my camera in case I want to record any of the sessions at the clinic. I've gotten, well, you can't even see, it's too dark in there. I've gotten the horses all ready for the weekend. Everything's prepped and ready. Now we make the trek home. I drive an hour commute to the barn and with my kids, so we're gonna drive back. I'm gonna drop them off with their dad and at home, and I'm gonna pack for myself and get myself ready, and then we're gonna hit the road. So that's what's next. Okay, we are here. We arrived, and it's a beautiful place. The weather's gorgeous. The sun is setting right now. And so I haven't seen the arena and everything yet, but this is where we're gonna be doing the clinic this weekend, and just hanging out here waiting for the little golf cart to come back to get all of our stuff. But yeah. Okay, it is day one for the clinic, and we're getting set up. We're having breakfast and everything. I was getting my little handout teaching pamphlets that I give out to all the participants and auditors and everybody. We're getting started for the morning. It's beautiful weather out. Should be a beautiful weekend. We've got a full clinic, full participants, and a lot of auditors. I'm very excited about that. We've got an order of go. We're going to start off with some lecture time, some teaching time, and just kind of like we sit in a circle kind of thing. Not quite a circle, but just in a teaching area, so I don't have to yell. And then we move into the one-on-one sessions that are about 45 minutes each, give or take, within a lunch. And then we come back for more sessions, and then we end with a 30-minute Q&A and talk time, and then we start it all over on day two. So that's what the schedule looks like, and I'm looking forward to it. And you've got two options when you need to interrupt something. You can either punish it or put pressure, so apply an aversive to make that behavior kind of stop. Or you can cue something else. So if your horse has a known halt cue, you can use that. You could bring out a target, like a hand target would be fine. Or honestly, just feed them out here and then start a new clean cycle. So I want you to do each step as I say to do it. So I'm gonna break it up. So click, reach for food, take it to her, away from your body. Yep. Drop your hand, click, reach for food, take it to her. So wait till I say reach for food to lift your hand. Drop your hand, click, reach for food. It's hard. It's like an autopilot thing. Drop your hand, click, reach for food. We need even more of a pause. So I'm gonna start saying pause. So I'm gonna say click, pause, reach for food. Very good. That's how much delay I want between your click and your reach for your food. All right, we just finished our lunch break, and we're going in for the second part of the day. It's windy out, but not too bad, and so green and beautiful. The weather just couldn't be more gorgeous if it tried. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. This happens to me every clinic, even with speakers and stuff. So I'm trying to stay really hydrated and taking breaks and stuff. But yeah, we had a wonderful first couple of sessions of the day, and I'm looking forward to the afternoon. And wind. But here's a little bit of the view. There's horse pastures back there. And this is the house I'm staying in. So yeah, I'm gonna go back in for part two. And when you feed, I want you to feed more, sorry sweetie, like right here, instead of so far, yeah, right there. Okay, so click and feed now, or just feed them away from your body. Okay, we're gonna do like a quick one. So 4, 3, 2, 1, click feed, yeah. And if he had started to kind of mug you cut it down even more the next time, down to like 3 or 2 seconds. And when you're reaching for your food, because that does still become a bit of a marker when you're reaching, obviously you guys have seen, you reaching for your food is still, the horse still knows it means food's coming. The difference is with the clicker, we're specifically cueing that I need you to change whatever you were just doing and come to this position so I can feed you in a safe way. But if they're already in that position and you're just taking them the food in that position, then it's okay to do that without the click. So what this is, what I'm trying to move. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Yeah, there, that's really what I want. That picking up of that outside shoulder and moving it away from me. And I can, from here, well, the main thing I'm teaching, I know there's a horse. Oh my goodness. The main thing I'm teaching is if I step into you, you step away. So that's what I'm trying to teach is like, this is the cue, which is me stepping into him. And then I'm helping him make the movement. And then I'm clicking and feeding it. So this is really good for safety because you teach the horse to step away from you. Good morning for day 2. Having some coffee because I really got to wake up. I still haven't been sleeping well, but I think that's more of a me problem. The beds have been great. Everything's been great. I think it's just me. But yeah, so today we go into day 2. We're going to start off with another kind of Q&A lecture time, and then we go into back-to-back sessions just like yesterday. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to continuing teaching this group tomorrow, and then we have lunch break, and then they've been serving 3 meals, so that's been super nice. I've never been to a clinic that does 3 meals a day for all of the participants and auditors. That's been really nice of them. And yeah, so we'll do the 3 meals, and we have a final Q&A, and then I hit the road and drive home tonight, so I'll be home late. But that's better to me than staying another night and then having to not see my ponies and my kids and my husband for another day. So if I have the option to go home the same day, even if it's like a red-eye flight, I usually will. So I'm drinking up and staying warm. It's a little bit chilly this morning. It'll be cooler today, which is fine. The wind is a little bit quieter today, so that's nice because the sand was really picking up yesterday. Yeah, so some quick recap from yesterday. I got to meet some of my students from this, well, they've been in the foundation course and the academy for a while, and so this is the first time I'm meeting them, and I got to work hands-on with some of their horses, and so that was a lot of fun. One of them has made such a transformation from where they started, and I was so excited to see them in person and how far he's come. The horse has come. He's a young horse. There's been a lot of babies here. I have 2 horses that are a year or about like early yearlings, mid yearlings, and then I have a 4 or 5-year-old that I'm working with too, and I love working with young horses. And then we have a senior horse, and then so that's 3 of them, and then seniors 4, and so we have 2 more that are around the middle age, so teens, something like that. All different walks of life kind of situation, different, we've got Morgans, quarter horses, Arabians. We had a little Arabian, she's super cute. And then, yeah, so it's been mostly Morgans, Arabians, and quarter horses around this clinic. And, we talked about so many things yesterday. We talked about trauma and unpacking and relearning. We talked about developing clarity and building all of your behaviors and all of your training on calm and a calm foundation, on a solid, clear, consistent foundation rather than building on top of chaos. And they were like, you need to make that t-shirt. And then what else did we do? We talked a lot about cooperative care and shaping behaviors that we're looking for. We did some reverse round penning. Today we plan to do some undersaddle work, which I'm really excited about. We're going to continue to build precision into leading and groundwork behaviors. We talked a lot about horses that were over threshold and how to help them calm back down, because we had a lot of horses that were, this is a new environment. They hadn't left home in a long time. There's people in the arena that are scary. There's lots of people. Even the horses that live here, all of a sudden you've got a whole audience watching in your home space, and that's really scary. So we talked a lot about stuff, how to help horses with that, how to help them, regulate their nervous system, and how to help them restore a sense of calm and be able to focus and learn. And it was just been really cool. We've had so many great conversations, and I could go on forever, but I gotta preserve my voice for today, and I'm looking forward to teaching for the rest of the day. Do you want to play? Good job. Oh, my mic's in the way. Let's see if we can play a little bit of this. Good. So notice how he's bringing his head towards me, but I'm being super consistent about taking that food out and away from me and onto his side of the fence. That's really important. I don't really want his head in here. That's just perpetuating him coming closer to me, and could actually teach him to come through the fence if it was something like this where they could. So I'm feeding him away. I'm staying really consistent with my mechanics. No matter where his head is, the food always arrives in the same spot. Does not ever change. So he starts to learn there's no point to bring his head towards me because the food happens over there. While you're feeding her, look to your left at the next cone.
Okay.
You gotta bend your body. There we go. Okay, that's where you're taking her.
Okay.
Okay, now Marty can ask her to walk on.
Walk on.
Okay, and then Amelia, you're her guide, so she says, put the camera on me.
Doing?
I need my
I'm
close
a
up.
movie star.
Yep. Good. So then take her there. And you're gonna essentially do this over, and we don't do this today because we don't have time. Over and over and over and over again until she goes, I can do this with my eyes closed. And then you can step out of the scene, and she will still do it with just the right. It's not directly forward like this, it's actually forward like this. So more towards her, because she keeps pushing you and cutting you off. There. Good. Click. Turn. And then feed you. And this is also going to be a scenario where, a situation where I would work with her fully at liberty, then I would add the halter, then I would add the lead rope. But because she does have some conditioning with that lead rope. And that's okay. We can undo it. Okay, so we had a long weekend and we're back here again. I'm back at the barn. It's Monday morning, and I wasn't able to do like a check-in Sunday at the end of the clinic because we wrapped up the clinic a little bit late, which, you know, I kind of expected that, and because we had a really good discussions on Sunday that took up a lot of the morning, and then we went into our one-on-one sessions, and then from there, well, we went into the one-on-ones, then we had lunch, and then we went back to the one-on-ones, and then we had dinner. And again, like I said, this really awesome host catered or had catering brought in for every single one of the meals, which was really cool. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was so grateful. And so it really cultivated a sense of like community, and like we had a place to talk. And sometimes I would go back to my room and just, you know, rest my voice and get a, you know, minute of shut-eye, or just kind of be in silence for a minute, just kind of recenter, reground. But sometimes I did sit with everybody, especially on Sunday at lunch, and because that was kind of one of our last like social moments. And I didn't know what I would be like on Sunday evening. I had forgotten actually about the dinner, and then I didn't know what I would personally be, what state I would be in. So yeah, and then afterwards, I actually ended up helping one of the participants load their horse. The poor thing was very shot and fried, just long weekend, and before that, he had had a couple other things that he had gone to, and so it was just a lot to ask him, and he did very well. It was a hard thing to get him into the trailer. He was just so tapped out, but we did it as low stress as possible. Took all the time he needed, just did it as low-key as we could, and he did get in, and then he had a 6-hour drive home, which I heard from them. They said they got home safely, and he's doing fine. Just needs some recovery time. And so, yeah, that took up quite a bit of time, and then we packed and hit the road. We didn't hit the road till it was dark, and I didn't get home until almost midnight, and then just crashed. Slept in this morning and was just resting and just trying to recover a little bit, but I definitely wanted to come out here and check on all my horses and spend some time with them before we head back home, and then I start lessons and the rest of the work week now going forward. So it was a fantastic weekend. There was so much going on. So many great, wonderful conversations. Definitely got the glassy-eyed look from the auditors and the participants alike by the end. It was just so much information, and there's just a lot. It's just like a really intense, I try and pack a lot of information into my clinics, and everybody takes notes and they do a wonderful job with that. And I tell them regularly, I'm like, look, not all this is gonna sink in. It's not all gonna stick today, and that's okay. And I tell everybody that participates in these clinics to be prepared that they're gonna need time for all this to sink in, that they need that information to just really settle and work in their brain, kind of in the subconscious, like let that latent learning really kick in. And some of the stuff won't even seem relevant to them or really sink in until much later when a situation arises, and then the brain will kind of bring that stuff back up. And then some of the stuff is not relevant to them right in this moment, because I'm working with students of all different levels, doing all different things with all different types of issues or problem areas that they want to focus on that may not be pertinent to them right then with that horse that they were working with. And some people that even attended the clinic didn't have their own horses. They were learning as much as they could about horses before stepping into this world and starting to work with horses. So I think that's fantastic. That's a great way to start, and you don't have to do all the unlearning that like I had to do. So lots of just steam billowing out of the ears as the brain is working overtime to process all the information. Lots of note taking, lots of videoing sessions that they would video their own, and then lots of just really cool takeaways. We had a moment which I didn't get recorded. I kind of am sad about that, but it was also kind of a personal sharing time. So we had a moment at the end on Sunday. I asked everybody if they wanted to share kind of their big takeaway from the weekend, something that they feel just is kind of coming to mind. It doesn't have to be the only thing, but just like the thing that's sitting on their mind of like, wow, this is big, or this is going to make a big difference for them. And so that was such a cool opportunity for me. It was very reinforcing for me, and that's so important, that the clinician also gets that reinforcer from having these events and from teaching and knowing that we're making an impact, that we're helping people. That's why we're out here doing this. So everybody shared such beautiful, really inspiring, really empowering things that were so cool, and I feel very blessed that I was able to help provide that environment and that teaching environment and set up the antecedents to create those opportunities to help people arrive at that and to have such impactful moments for themselves and to be able to share with their loved ones. And so I'm feeling very re-energized in a spiritual way, in a core like mission statement. Kind of my motivation is feeling very, very re-motivated after I get some more rest. I'm very, very tired. So I will take it easy over the next couple of days and then get back into the full swing of things. And I'm looking forward to my next clinic, and hopefully that clinic will be somewhere near you as you guys are watching this video. If you're interested in hosting a clinic, I am doing clinics, obviously. COVID kind of put a damper on that for a little while. I had started teaching, and then I stopped. I started doing clinics, and then I put a rest to it while we were dealing with all the COVID stuff. And now I'm back teaching clinics, and I do travel. I am based in Texas, but I will fly and I drive to different locations, and definitely feel free to email me. Just email me through my website, or it's info@thewillingequine.com, and we'll send you the information about hosting a clinic. So and you can also look for my clinic schedule on my website, which is not up right now. We're in the middle of revamping some stuff on my website. So check back on that frequently, or sign up for my email list. I send out information about all clinics that I teach on to my email list, to my email subscriber list. And I hope to have the calendar and all of that updated on my website soon and be doing more clinics. So, but if you want to host, email us. Let's do it. I would love to come teach where you are.